When you talk to me, I have these goosebumps, really. What are you doing with me, Christiana? And this is the Candle Ukraine.
We have raised over $851,000 with those candles.
How much do you want to collect in total?
$1 million.
Turn it on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Ukrainian guide, Olena. And in this video, I have a great honor and pleasure to talk to Christiana, who is a very amazing American Ukrainian, right?
Yes.
I'm not asking about amazing part because I know you are amazing, and now I will tell the others why. Christiana, you know how I found out about you? Thanks to the news report on Spotlight Ukraine. I found this news report because of this. This was a present, a Christmas gift that I received from one of my subscribers.
Oh my
And
God.
this is the Candle Ukraine.
Oh my gosh.
You see, guys, yes, it has blue and yellow. Yeah, the colors of Ukrainian flag. And the candle is very nice. It smells nice. I already lit it, but I will do it again. But what's the most amazing part of it, not only that it has Ukrainian colors, is this little note included. It says that 100 of profits from this Ukraine candle will be donated to Razom for Ukraine, which is a Ukrainian nonprofit that help Ukraine to win the war, to defend itself, and to help Ukrainian people. Christiana, how much money have you already collected thanks to this amazing initiative?
We have raised over $851,000 with those candles since we started.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
This
a
is
lot.
huge. How much do you want to collect in total?
$1 million. I would love to get to $1 million and then keep going from there, but I want to get to $1 million.
We wish you good luck. And I'm sure some of my subscribers will see it and will join this initiative and buy the candles. And hopefully it will help you to reach 1 million for this. Okay, now I turn it on.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you can be the light, yes, and support this program. By the way, I became an ambassador of light myself for another Ukrainian nonprofit that helps Ukrainians to survive this cold and dark winter. But I'm very, always happy to see the other initiatives and promote them too. Christiana, how this idea came to your mind and how was it possible to make it? Because like 800,000, I guess you had to make a lot of candles.
Yes, that absolutely. So we when Russia invaded, my family, we were all sitting together, and my baba, my grandma, is from Ukraine, and we were all just sitting together, and we were, as I feel like everyone was, we were crying, and we were talking to my family in Ukraine, and we were on the phone with them, and they were crying and we were crying, and that was the moment where I was thinking to myself, well, I have to do something. We have to do something more than just, sit here and cry and pray for them in the country. So that was the moment that we realized, okay, well, what are we going to do to help and make a difference? So we developed the Ukraine candle. We actually had that candle made for a previous fundraiser that we were helping a Ukrainian Catholic church in Chicago. So we had the candle already made. And so I thought, all right, let's use the candle and let's donate all the profits from it, and let's try to raise some money. And I really I wanted to raise $5,000. That was my hope. And I thought that was like really a big stretch, but I'm like, well, we'll see. And maybe, and then quickly we got to 125,000 and then 500,000. And now we're at 851,000 and counting. And it's been amazing to meet so many people. And just last week I met a family, they came to introduce themselves, and they said that they're refugees from Ukraine and they just got here, and they were just saying they wanted to talk and look at the Ukraine candle, and it was incredible. And so many people truly care and want to help, and this candle has been such a great way to show that so many people support Ukraine, and that they're fighting along with them in any way that they can.
How many candles you produce? Have you counted?
Last, I think definitely over 90,000. And our shop is very small, and a typical year we'd only make about 15,000 candles total. So we definitely had to ramp it up and learn how to make more candles more quickly, which we did, and that was great. But it was an amazing feeling knowing that what we were doing was making a big difference and that the candle was more than just a candle.
I know that many people volunteered to help making these candles, right?
Yes, we've had over like 500 volunteers help us with the candles. People from Ukraine who live in the area, which has been wonderful. People have flown in from across the country to help volunteer. We had someone from Washington come all the way to Wisconsin to volunteer. It's been amazing, the community support. And without our volunteers, there is no way we could have done what we've done, because we just wouldn't have the capacity because we're so small.
Where is your door county
Yeah.
situated?
So we're in Wisconsin. So if you look at the map, you kind of see like a peninsula. We're like right up here. We're on this peninsula, and we're a small town. We're small, we're quiet, but we're in a very pretty country of Wisconsin.
Oh, you are very famous, I guess, thanks to your
Yeah.
got some media coverage, right?
Yes, we've had when I started the fundraiser, I just put a video up talking about what we were doing and how we wanted to help, and that video really, it took off on social media, which was wonderful. I mean, it got to so many people so quickly, and I never expected that to happen, and the response it got was wonderful. It really was. So many people wanted to help and do something.
If you look back, do you see like a wave of these like donations, these purchases? Is it getting down now, or it's
Yes.
still goes?
That's a great question. Yeah, I do. I mean, I see like in the beginning, we were, so many candles going, donations. We were able to make so many donations. And in summer, it really it got quieter after Ukraine's Independence Day. It was quiet. It went up a little and then it went down a little. And I just, all I want to do is keep, as you obviously understand, Ukraine in the news, keep in everyone's mind what's happening there. And I'm just trying so hard to keep what we're doing in the news, but also what's happening, and for people to know that this is still happening in Ukraine and they still need our help and we still need to do everything we can to help them. So I just try to push in as much as I can to just keep helping them.
So now these purchases, they go down?
Yeah, right now they've gone down for sure. They've been, slower and more flat, if you will. And I'm hoping we can keep them going again to raise more money and help them.
Well, I hope this video will help too. So guys, if you're watching this, please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, leave a comment, because it helps, and spread the word. Share this with your friends, with your relatives. Maybe they will want, to have such a nice souvenir, which, really helps people in Ukraine. By the way, Christiana, in which way does this money that you collect and send to Ukraine, how it helps? What is purchased for this? I also wanted to ask you how you decided to donate to this exact nonprofit, Razum for Ukraine, because there are so many of nonprofits over
Yeah,
there.
definitely. So our donations especially have been going to the Razum Emergency Response Fund. So helping with everything that's happening, whether it's getting bandages, tourniquets, medical supplies, buying drones to drop medical supplies in areas that have been affected and they can't get to medical supplies. And I know they're also buying generators to help with heat. And so our donations have been going to that emergency response fund and helping people and families just try to survive. And so that's where that's been going to. And the nonprofit is called Razum for Ukraine, and I cannot speak highly enough about them. And actually how I found them was my Voika, my uncle, lives in New York, and I called him and I said what we were wanting to do, and I asked if he had any recommendations on a nonprofit that was supporting Ukraine, and he mentioned Razum. So I did my own research on them, and I loved what I read about them. I loved how transparent they were about how they give, the money and how they use the money, and I loved everything about them. So that's how I decided on Razum, and they have they are an incredible nonprofit, and they just continue to do great things and help people in Ukraine so much. So I'm really happy that we've partnered with them.
Amazing. This is amazing story. And how much does it cost? Okay, so where do we purchase it, and how much does it cost?
Yes, it is $29.95, and all of the profits get donated. So after we, overhead and the supplies, we donate everything that we make on it to Razom.
Christiana, now I will ask something about yourself, because I think your story is interesting too. So you are Ukrainian, right? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I'm a Ukrainian American, so I am a second generation. So both sets of my grandparents are from Ukraine, and I grew up actually with Ukrainian as my first language, which I've always been very proud of and excited to know Ukrainian. And my Jida, my grandpa, always, when I grew up with him, he always would tell me all the time that being Ukrainian was an honor and that we should be so proud that we're Ukrainian. And he always made me so proud to be Ukrainian and so proud to be who I was. And we grew up with all the Ukrainian traditions. I'd go to with my baba and my grandparents to a bazaar at the church and sell Ukrainian pisanki and all these Ukrainian items. We'd sell them, and we'd have delicious Ukrainian meals, and we were always grew up big in our culture, and I've always been very proud. And even when I got married, we had the traditional karovai at our wedding and Ukrainian items everywhere. And it's just always been something that I've been very proud of growing up and keeping that Ukrainian culture strong in my life.
You visited Ukraine yourself?
I hate to say it, but I haven't. We were planning to go in 2019, and then COVID hit. So we had to cancel our family trip, which is devastating because so that's a big, I hate that we couldn't go, but I am planning on going for sure. I hope in the near future. I need to go there. So
when you talk to me, I have these goosebumps, really. What are you doing with me, Christiana? You have such a strong energy that is coming from you. Wow. I mean, this is how you just, you rock, you are the light, doing all of this. And I feel how emotional you are and how you really care. And you have so much of energy, and you make the difference. People like you make the difference. But I wanted to ask you, why do you think it is important for the other people who are not with Ukrainian background, important for the other people to support Ukraine too?
I was just talking to someone in our store who was buying some Ukraine candles, and we were talking and said that this is a world issue. This isn't a Ukraine issue. This is a whole world issue. And I think it's important for everyone to realize that the world is watching what's happening, and it's not a Ukraine issue, it's a world issue. And we all need to stand behind Ukraine, because what's happening is wrong, and we cannot relive history. And we have to make sure that we are fighting and protecting Ukraine, because it's a humanity world issue that everyone should care about, because we are all of us together. We have to help, and we have to stand by each other. And I keep saying it's not just a Ukraine issue, it's a world issue. And I think that's something I talk about a lot, because history can't repeat itself, and to pave the way for a future for Ukraine, which there will be, but we have to help them get there, because what's happening is wrong and awful, and it shouldn't be happening, especially not in this day and age.
How do you think people can help? You found your way to help? How like my subscribers, for example, how they can help?
Yeah, I think I always encourage people, our candle is one way to help, but not the only way. I mean, there's so many other ways you can. If you want to donate directly to Razom, that's a great way to do it. If you want, I know I was just on Facebook the other day, and I saw this family we know in Chicago. They're making first aid kits, and they're sending them over for people in Ukraine. I think there's so many ways and different organizations of people that are doing things to help. And I think for people to find the cause and the certain way to help that makes them feel and know that they made a difference. And if it's our candle burning in their home to see that a sign of hope and love and unity, then that's wonderful. But if it's not that, but it's also supporting Ukraine, that's the goal. The goal is to help support Ukraine. And I think if people can find a way that speaks to them, then I think that we all need to find that light inside of us and figure out how we can help and use that to make a difference and to help people in Ukraine, because we all can make a big difference together. We all just have to come together and realize that.
Anna, you're truly amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for this interview. Дуже приємно було з вами говорити, і я сподіваюся, що дуже скоро ви приїдете в Україну, і я зможу бути вашим гідом, і ми зможемо погуляти разом по гарному Києву.
О, так, я би то дуже любила. Дуже дякую. Дуже приємно було.
Дякую, на все добре, до побачення.
Дякую, до бачення.